Hello and welcome to the Learn the Ropes Masterclass for online high ticket affiliate marketing and commissions. We're super excited to be with y'all this afternoon. If you could please drop into the chat where it is that you're coming in from, who invited you here, and what called you to this space, that would be great. I was thinking earlier while getting ready for this that we are looking for open-minded people. So first and foremost, if you're an open-minded person, you're in the right place. If you are a super judgmental, pessimistic person, you are absolutely in the wrong place and you can stop watching if you're watching the replay. So we're really excited. High ticket affiliate marketing is a boom on the internet these days. You've probably seen people who are traveling around the world or roller skating every single day, all the different things that people like to do. And you might be scrolling, spending a lot of time watching them instead of getting to live that yourself. And the secret behind the ability to do that is high ticket affiliate marketing. We are a part of the top direct sales industry on the planet. So we're super stoked to help you dive in and learn all about it. Everybody has to start somewhere. So you're definitely in the right place. And if you're ready to get started on that path, put I'm ready to make a change into the chat and we will go ahead and get started. So we are your Freedompreneur guides. My name is Mary Rose Elizabeth, right? And this is my fiance.
I'm Brandon Palmer.
And we met about 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago, and we met in what is called a medicine wheel. We were both searching for ourselves. Brandon likes to say,
I like to tell a story that when we finally searched for ourselves, we found each other. And that's literally how it happened. And it's a beautiful story.
and so when we met, we both were coming from a pretty harsh background. We obviously needed change in our lives, and a lot of people are looking for that these days. And we met in a breathwork session, and that breathwork session changed our life. In fact, tonight we're hosting one in our home, so it's really awesome that it's carried on this long. And that carried us from just becoming dreamers and doing breath work and being around open-minded people and seeking ourselves that we attracted this space. And so if you attracted this space, it's not an accident. We really don't think so. It's people who want more in their lives. If you want more in your life, you're going to get it here. And there is no cap to how much more you can have in your life. It's really about how much you can hold. And so more than anything, we show people how to hold it. How much do you really want it? Are you willing to go any length for generational wealth, which is what we have here? We literally have generational wealth willable to your children, which is super exciting, and a business model that gets to be you. You are the business. You are going to be either an influencer of some way, shape, or form by either sharing with people what you love to do and what you like to do and actually start doing it more and enhancing those gifts and inspiring others. Or you could just align with a product and do that. But that's what affiliate marketing means, is that you have a brand and you affiliate with a product. And so from there, we jumped into just traveling all around the world. We were like, are you kidding? We can get paid to be ourselves and we can just like go, there's no limit. Freedom sounded pretty good. So we traveled a lot and we built a lot of our business through being inspiring in that direction, but also doing a lot of healing work in that way. We're both huge on water awareness and we share a lot about water, the benefits of actual therapeutic water versus what most people are getting out of their tap or in bottled water. We also were in real estate. So I have 11 years and we seriously thought we were going to go into real estate together when we met. And then Brandon and I, the market went to crap during COVID, and that's when this came into our space, and a lot of things changed from there. And now we both have designed our own brands. So I have mine, and Brandon has his, and I actually fell in love with him watching him online making tie-dye. And I was like, that guy looks like fun, and I want to have fun. And so I think I'm going to go with that guy. So the power of the internet and connecting these days is pretty amazing. And so now we're both online business coaches and leaders for a huge global prosperity movement we're going to share with y'all tonight. And also, I know Brandon would like to share a little bit too, because our story didn't start out with both of us being like, let's do this. Like, there was some truth involved, and he would like to be open about
Um, so now I'm a brand designer, artist, creative, fitness type of person. I had to climb out of a lot of dark places and walk through a lot of tribunals of fire and tribulation and thankfully, I'm on the other side of that, and I live a life of health, wellness, peace, and adventure now. And yeah, that's
Well, what did you think about this when we first found it?
when we first found this, when Mary Rose first found this, I didn't really know what to think about it. I thought maybe it was a scam or a gimmick or something, and then I actually went into looking into the science and the product and everything behind what's really going on here, and I completely changed my mind around about how I feel about it. And now I feel like and teach and mentor men who have women who find this. If you have a woman or a wife finds this and is in this and is trying to do this, either get on the bandwagon or get out of the way, because our women, especially if your woman has that fire and she really has that energy to really do well in this, then you don't want to be the reason that she's not successful at something. You want to be her biggest fan, her biggest supporter, her biggest, reason that she has the ability to do this. So,
Yeah, so a lot of women are really called to the space first. But then Brandon, I was building this and Brandon was still working hourly and working really hard.
yeah, I'm
And
working 7 days a week, two jobs, three jobs sometimes. And, it's crazy to think that the amount of money that I make now, which is pretty good money, uh, was when I was born at 1990, big 35 here. That income could have sent two kids to college, brand new house, the wife and kids with brand new cars and vacation several times a year. And nowadays, that same income doesn't cut it. So I love the uncapped compensation plan that's here, and I mean, there's no ceiling.
yeah, so we're going to show y'all, really at the forefront, we're people who are leading people on a path of health and wealth and actually being of service. Because when you choose yourself and you invest well in yourself, you're going to have transformation. And that transformation is inspiring. So when you actually do well for you, you're doing well for the rest of the world. And it's really nice because I know now, like Brandon gets it. We are not going to work our asses off until we are in our 70s and 80s trying to figure out how to retire like our parents. And instead, we are going to have passive incomes from having fun online. We're actually about to get a bus and renovate a bus and start traveling again. And we're really excited. And, I built a business while he was away for 2 years. It completely supported me, which was amazing. And he got to come back and reap the benefits of the fact that I stayed to my faith and my truth here, even when he didn't believe in it. And now here he is standing next to me, humbly ready to do this together. So we're so excited, y'all, for everybody that's coming on board. We have a lot of surprises for you this afternoon. Okay, so we're going to talk about the value of life and what does that actually mean for you? I mean, it sounds cliche, it sounds like duh, we value life, but do you really? To what degree do you value life? Because I thought I was a grateful person that valued my life when I came into this space. And now I am like, holy smokes, I have grown so much deeper as a person, getting to create my own personal brand online and share my truth and share my story and know that I wasn't alone in the suffering and the things that were hurting before I got here. We are not unique in our suffering. That is for sure. Everybody is dealing with the same kind of things on different levels. And so here you really get to develop a sense of inner peace, getting to have personal freedom to be who you are. And that is everything to me. I've worked so many jobs, worn so many masks. I've dealt with everything you can name from, sexual harassment at jobs to, my ex wanting me to work just so that I could pay bills and not making hardly enough money to pay the nanny just so that I could be away from my baby, that kind of stuff. It didn't make sense to me. Like it just didn't. I knew there had to be more, and I was seeking that. And I know that's why I attracted this space, and it's probably why you did too. Now, time freedom is the next thing. I mean, how are we going to get time freedom if our whole lives are stuck, working hourly and trading our time for money? We're going to get out of the rat race here. We're going to show you the way. And it's something that you do in the pockets of your time. This is not a get rich quick scheme. We are talking about a real education and a mindset that you were not taught in school that takes some time. You got to really get honest with yourself. And this is, the entrepreneurs that skyrocket here are the ones who are the most honest. So if you have the capability of being honest with yourself, you can go very far. We have location flexibility here. We get to work from our phones and our laptops from anywhere in the world. And let's say something went down and we weren't safe to live in America anymore. I feel so good to know as a mother that I can just go to Bali. I have a lot of friends from this business that are in Bali, and I would literally figure out how to stay there and I can get paid. And my business goes with me, and nothing I ever did is just gone to the wind. And it all starts to compound interest here, which we'll show y'all. And lastly is financial stability. Everyone wants this, but who actually has a real plan? Do you really know when you're going to retire? Do you have a savings? Well, how about starting to build something that can be passed on for generations, not even just your month to month, and a passive income at that? So we are building something here that can sustain us for life and really bring more value to our life, relax our nervous systems, connect us with real like-minded people, and we're across the entire globe. And so, yeah, we're here to invest in our being because we are done being human doings and we are here to embody being human beings. If you are here to be a human being, drop that in the chat. I'll let Brandon share this with y'all.
So, do you want to make high ticket commissions online? Well, I'm going to read you four things about how to do that. So, you need a leverage income model. Number one is leverage income model. Discover the proven business model where the time and effort you put into your business will give you exponential results in terms of earnings. Number two, social media impact. How to create income and impact by sharing the true essence of health and wealth around the globe. Number three, automated sales and systems. Unlock high profit, excuse me, let me read that. Unlock high profit commissions and unparalleled time and financial flexibility by leveraging cutting edge automated systems. Number four, community connection. Experience a community of like-minded individuals that are co-creating whilst sharing the true essence of
Health and wealth. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, honestly, y'all, it's really simple. And if you can keep this simple, that is another key. Keep it simple. If you're ready to keep it simple, put that in the chat. You are our people, and we can very easily coach you. The most important part of this is
have more fun.
we have more fun. The more fun we have, the more money we make. More fun we have, more money we make. More fun we have, the more money we make. And that's what lights me up every day. If I start to get stagnant, I start to get sick. I start to get angry, and not the cutest side of Mary Rose comes out. I do not like being stuck. I don't like being boxed in. I don't like being told what to do every day. Do we have any more rebels in the group? Because here, like, there's nothing like getting out there and enjoying this beautiful freaking world that we were given. You don't think it was that pretty on accident? I don't. So it's really always been calling my name to travel. So a lot of my branding has been around travel. Whatever it is that lights you up and makes you feel great is going to make your brand badass. So you get to choose what that looks like and what that is for you. And we're going to get that bus and we're going to renovate it so that we can go and do that.
Yeah.
And because we just want to wake up every single day and make our coffee, and we want to go sit outside, and we want to be by some water, we want to see some aminal, and we want to do our meditation practice together and do our run, and go see something new every day. I mean, we love our house. It's great. We're going to keep our house too, but it's nice to leave and then come back and leave and come back, and not just the same routine every single day. Because before we know it, y'all, this life is over. It's day by day. And so we have to at some point stick a stake in the ground and choose to make a change. And that's what this business model does for people. All right, we're going to go a little deeper now. So open your minds for me. We're going to go into the cash flow quadrant. Cash flow quadrant was created by Robert Kiyosaki, one of the greatest entrepreneurs on the planet. He has changed so many people's lives. He actually tapped into mine way before I found this space. I read the book. I didn't even finish it. I didn't have to. I got the gist. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it was given to me by the manager of a property management company that I worked for. There was a lot of stupid politics going on in the office, a lot of promises that weren't made, and I was getting paid $12 an hour with 8 days of PTO for the year, no insurance, managing 250 houses, and that was hell, y'all. Let's just say that much. So let's talk about it. This is what it looks like. It's a circle here. You got a cross going through it. On the left side, you have the employee and you have self-employed people. So that's where 95% of the population is making about 5% of the income. Not because there's a limit on money, y'all, but simply a limit on motivation and people thinking they are limited, which is a false belief and an illusion. Depends on if you want to subscribe to that. So again, let's go back to being honest people in this group. We are very honest. We get very honest with ourselves, you know. The sky is not the limit. Everything we need to know has already been done and somebody can pass it on. So if you're done having just a simple job, just over broke, and trading your time for money your whole life and having no leverage, which leverage, we're going to explain what that is to y'all in a moment, but linear versus leverage. Linear, trading time for money. Leverage is compounding interest over time. So if you want to stop, you know, just working for somebody else and building the dreams of somebody else your whole freaking life, then most of us become self-employed. I did that. I became a realtor. Cool. I can wear all the hats and I can work as much as I want and no one can tell me I can't and I can make more money. Sweet. I did that. So what was that looking like? Well, I owned a job. Still just over broke because it was all my time and it's still a limited amount of money because there are only 7 days in the week, friends, and there are only 24 hours a day. So you're still stuck and you're limited. And oftentimes you get burned out and you get tired. So what we're going to move y'all over to today is becoming a business owner. This is where 5% of the population is and had the willingness to open their minds and get to. And when you have a business, we become a business owner, this means you own a system. And owning a system means that people work for you. When you have people, you make more money, you now have leverage. Yes, this is where we want to go. If you're ready to become a business owner and not just do everything yourself or work for other people, but I'm ready to be a business owner in the chat. Because what we have here is literally a business in a box, no overhead. The whole thing is a tax deduction, like completely. You get paid to be you. You create an online brand, you do attraction marketing, you do more of what you love, a little bit more every single day, and you compound interest on that and you share this with other people. And you get to be a part of this incredible global community of over 3 million of us and growing. And what's super awesome is that once you have people working for you, you go from being a business owner to being an investor. Because when you have a passive income from people working for you, you take money to make more money. Now money works for you. You don't work for money anymore. That's what it means to be an investor. So if you're
Big
ready to
shit.
have, yeah, if you're ready to have money work for you, put I'm ready to have money work for me in the chat. And to me, this is also very spiritual. Maybe you're not really on the spiritual realm, but I really am. And I realized that a lot of my life, I was afraid of money. I almost worship money. Like I was so afraid of it. It had so much power and control over me. We release that here. And we really step into our lives with full faith and say yes and start to invest in ourselves and take these leaps of faith so that money can start to work for you, which it should. God gave you this beautiful gift and this beautiful life, not so that you can go be a slave, but so that you can go and create. Your power is in creating. And all this comes down to is your mindset. You can either choose every single day to be like, nah, I can't do that. Oh, I just could never do that. That's not for me. Oh, they're full of shit or whatever. That's a choice. You could do that and stay negative, closed-minded, and problem focused.
Yeah, you can have excuses and you can have results, but you can't have both at the
So
same time.
our brain is a muscle. You got to work it out. That's in this song that he really likes. And I remember the first time I heard it, and I was like, "Ooh, it's so true." So if you are a book reader, you like to learn, you're gonna go do great here. We all share about the books that we love and the things that we're applying. We're never ending researchers on self-improvement and not in a whipping post kind of way, but a meeting ourselves where we are, being honest and being willing to do a little bit more each day. And we support each other in that as we build. And then we see people take big leaps of faith in here, which is super cool. And we see the results of that. So very faith-driven business here. You can go from being easily distracted and listening to the wrong people all the time to staying a little more focused because maybe you have more motivation. Because I don't believe that everybody is just so distracted for no reason. I think that's a lack of motivation. And, you know, if kids were poured into the things that they love doing as children, I think they would excel so much better than trying to force them to study all these subjects, right? And then test them on that and hope that they can remember it and be good little testers. But if you poured into people and what they're good at, they would go far, right? So we get to do that here finally as adults, taking back our power in that way. And why would you listen to anybody that is not living a life you'd want to be living? I mean, really ask yourself that question seriously today. Who are you taking advice from? Because I was taking advice from the wrong people most of my life. People who I thought were my friends who really weren't my friends. People who didn't really have my best interest. And people who did have my best interest but didn't know how to get outside of the box. They just weren't taught. And that's okay. We give them grace. It's not their fault. And then people who wanted to take action versus waiting around and never acting. We're
Waiting for life to happen to you.
Yeah, and trust me, you could be where are you going to be in 6 months from now if you don't make a change? Is that where you want to be today? Be ready for something new and different, a little maybe more exciting, a little more eye-opening, a little more evolution and ability to grow. Because everywhere I worked, I couldn't grow. I would hit a place where I could see the problems in the business and I would want to like enhance that, but they weren't going to pay me any more to do that. They actually didn't want me to enhance anything. They wanted me to keep it the way it was. It was always very limiting. So this is a great place for people who want to be able to grow, who want to make the world a better place, who really care about investing in themselves and showing what's possible and being of service to others. This is where it's at. We really do not believe in the I can't belief and attitude, that whole entire thing. That is a bunch of wah wah. I can't even listen to it, baby bullshit. When people tell me I can't, I'm like,
Can't
please.
meaning won't.
Okay, sassy.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't mean being wrong. He's right. But I watched my kid sell lemonade last week in the front yard. And
Yeah.
she made $50, y'all, in 2 hours. And I was like, I don't know when
And it
people
was the cuteness factor that it was the cuteness factor. She was out here in the front yard looking in
she
the
was
boat.
ready to go. She was cheering up the
Yeah.
street. She's like, I'm selling some lemonade. And boy, did she get it. And she got it. And she did it for a perm. That was her
Yeah. That
motivation.
was amazing.
So
That was
find your
amazing.
motivation. Your
She
motivation
was
will
like,
guide you.
Mom, when am I gonna get a perm? And I was like, when you get a job and buy one? And she was
Okay.
and she's like, okay, well, I'm 12. I'm 10. I can't get a job. And we're like, well, you could do the old-fashioned lemonade stand like me and my brother did when we were 5 or 6.
If
But
you need to reawaken your motivation, just let us know. We can help you with that. Sometimes that's the missing piece is the inner child within that just doesn't know what it wants or didn't remember anymore or forgot or didn't think it was safe enough to do so. That's why we also love doing breath work with people and helping them reawaken and do soul retrieval work and say yes to themselves. So ultimately, where there is a will, there is a way. That really sums it all up. And if you believe that, drop that in the chat. And now we're going to introduce you to our magical wellness technology. This is what we have all partnered with. This is the top direct high ticket sales industry on the planet. And what we want y'all to know before we go into this is that if you have heard of this before, please clear your mind, erase, delete, clear, open, because there is a lot of false information on the internet, and we have done our due diligence and our research, and we are very backed by that. So if you have any questions, concerns, anything, do not let yourself be stopped by some negative person on the internet. The world is full of a bunch of crybabies and people who do not want to take action, who would rather bitch and complain and blame everybody else and the government and everything before they actually do something good for themselves. So don't listen to them. We don't want their results. Listen to ours. We have results. Cool. So, what have we partnered with? Enagic, 52-year-old award-winning Japanese water technology company with a certified gold seal approved product, a medical device for hospitals that you can put right in your home. And it is called the Kangen water machine, and we call it liquid gold. If you really think about it, what is stemming everything? What creates life? Well, if you don't have the currency of life right, you might have to take a look there and go back to the source of things because Kangen actually means return to origin. And we're going to be talking about water. We're made of water. We live on a water planet. And if we are overlooking water, we have a huge problem. And a lot of people start coming into awareness around water when they get here for the first time. So if that's you, give yourself some grace. We have so much information about water. You're like, what? But the more you learn, you start to really have appreciation, or maybe you already have been a super big water connoisseur and love water, have a calling around water. That happens a lot too. But we're going to break it down for you. So this is a global distribution company. Each machine comes with a global distribution ID number for life. For life. So you buy it one time and you have it for life. It's literally a business in a box, and we call it having an ATM in our kitchen. We are in actually 42 physical countries now as far as physical locations, but there's 3 million of us and growing across 140 countries, which is so exciting. And once you have affiliated, you get to grow with us in this high ticket leverage product in an industry that's projected to grow by $3.5 billion by 2032. And if you haven't seen the documentary Tapped, it's free on Tubi. Go watch it. Your mind will be freaking blown because there is a lot going on around an $800 billion industry called water. And who owns the water owns the world because how we feel affects how we do everything. And so if we're not conscious of the water that we're drinking and where it comes from and what's going on with it, we are really lacking the most important part of everything. Everything grows from water. So water is a product that people want and need and are buying daily. This is really taking care of a huge problem across the globe. We are in a water crisis globally and America included. If you would like to watch my entire hour and a half presentation about that, just send me a message and I'll send you the water reclamation masterclass and teach you how to look up what's going on in your water. And then if you're buying tons of bottled water, please stop. You are getting essentially tap water that is extremely heated up. You've got microplastics and everything else. Finally, the news is finally catching up in America, but we are behind. They have known about this preventative medicine now for 52 years in Japan. And we're number 60, I believe, on the preventative medicine list in the world in America, which is really embarrassing. And almost 70% of chronic illness is actually tied back to chronic dehydration. So most people don't know it, but they're walking around chronically dehydrated, taking lots of medications and doing all kinds of other things before they look at their water. So this is huge. We're getting these medical devices in our homes as well as a global business, which is going to change the economy of the world. It already is. To imagine how many people are enrolled in this across the planet who are changing the ability of how they're drinking water and the ability to have a business is amazing. This machine is creating what's called electrolyzed reduced water. You can look this up on PubMed or Google Scholars. Stick to the actual resources through medical professionals, please, not a bunch of random individuals who think they know what they're talking about on the internet. I'm very honored and proud to say that my stepfather, after being completely retired from Dell Computers, learned all about this water after I got involved, got his own machine, and now is also in the business and has now become certified in the Molecular Hydrogen Institute. So my particular team and group and community has actually had a huge advantage of having him involved because a lot of people are misrepresenting this and they think that you can change like the pH of your body and all kinds of stuff. No, no, no. The therapeutic benefits of this machine is the molecular hydrogen. H2 is able to penetrate through the blood-brain barrier. And so we are talking about hydration on a level that we haven't had since our ancestors were drinking from fresh rivers and streams. These machines are emanating nature. Instead of the sun, they're using electricity to go through the electrolysis process and then also change it into all these different pHs of water, which is also very awesome and replaces all these chemicals in your home, et cetera, et cetera. But the therapeutic benefit that is helping so many people is the H2. And so it's just awesome being able to have this. We have people that come and fill up our water from our home. If you're sick, please come fill up on water. You know, we have water shares. We have 4 loaner machines now to get them to people's homes. So if somebody is suffering or recovering from an illness or a surgery, we want them to have this as soon as possible. It's a sustainable zero waste product and it lasts over 20 years. They last 20 to 30 years, y'all. Is amazing. So this is just as vital now in our family as having a foundation under our house, as having the roof on our house, as having a vehicle. Because if I don't feel good from the inside out, I can't even take care of the rest of the things I have anyways. So this comes before material things for us. The different pHs of the water, the 2.5 is an antiseptic, so it's called hypochlorous acids, what they actually use in hospitals, and they pay like $40 for a bottle this big. We make it right from this machine. Pretty wild. It's really incredible. You can use it for everything, cleaning the toilets, yada yada. It's going to clean all the bacteria. It actually literally explodes bacteria, which is pretty cool. And you don't need all those chemicals in your home anymore. I'm so grateful for that. We have the 6.0, which is the same pH as your skin, and that's going to be for all your skin products. You can replace all the toners in your home. You can make skincare products with it. Some people wash their hair with it. Then we have 7.0, which is right where a baby's pH is in their blood. And so it's great for babies and a very neutral pH. An adult's pH is anywhere between 7 and 8.5 on average. And so we start people off at 8.5 pH and then move them up to 9.5. And so they can start detoxing, which is what starts happening. So if people eat a lot of processed foods and stuff, it's a big deal to at least spend 2 weeks drinking the 8.5 before moving up. And then at the top, we have 11.5, which is not for daily drinking. That's a degreaser. So we literally just use it to wash our stove top and we don't have to use any chemicals and just wipes right off. Feels so good as a parent. I actually had my daughter get bit by a dog and it was amazing to have the 2.5 in my house and not have to pour some alcohol or something painful on her hand. So anyways, just absolutely incredible. This product is like easily the return on investment, $100,000, just replacing all the products and the preventative medical problems. I can't make health claims. It's illegal, but yo,
Yeah.
come on. We're talking like this is a medical device in Japan, where they know a lot more than we do. And in fact, they're all in, a lot of the people are here for all the soccer stuff right now. And I was hearing from my dad about how
Yeah, for the World Cup.
yeah, the Japanese people are staying back and cleaning the stadiums and stuff. Like they really are way ahead on their mindset, on their self-care and in their connection to the planet. And this picture in the right corner is Mr. and Mrs. Oshiro. They are amazing, beautiful people. And he was originally indigenous. And this is the man that brought this to the whole world. His story will make you cry your face off. And you will recognize that what is now across the entire globe is because of this man's heart right here and the amount of pain and suffering and strife he went through in World War II and Okinawa, Japan, where people live longer than anywhere else in the world. It's the number one blue zone. And that's where this comes from. So this is no joke, and I get really, really like not defensive, but I'm like,
Fired up.
bring it at me. If you think you're talking about Kangen water and you have some preconceived notion, or you heard somebody say some wop wop, yeah, whatever. Most people just get mad because they get in here thinking they're going to get rich quick and not learn anything, and they don't know anything. So we're really big on the education side of stuff. If you want to be successful here, you have to be willing to do the boring stuff. Drop that in the chat if you're willing to do the boring stuff, because then we're willing to mentor you. I cannot mentor people who just want to have their own selfish gains and become rich overnight because the commissions, y'all, are going to go into those. They are nice. They are real nice, and you deserve them for helping people. But if you're not going to be willing to learn, you're not going to make it. And if you don't make it and you go crying on the internet because you didn't actually know what you were talking about, I'm laughing. I am laughing.
And then you get people that are brought into it with under the guise of misrepresentation, where somebody's claiming something that is absolutely not true, and then the person gets involved thinking that that's true, and then they find out that it's not, and then there's all this bad blood, and then you have bad word of mouth for literally no reason that wasn't necessary.
Anyways, haters gonna hate, right? Haters gonna hate.
You're not doing something right if you don't have haters, and you
That's
know.
true too. But anyway, so yeah, back to this. It's the only high ticket commissions in the direct sales industry. And what would you like to share?
Um, Oh, I think I was just going to share about how good it feels to know that I'm not contributing to the islands of trash in the Pacific Ocean because of I'm not using any water bottles anymore. And that feels really good because I love the ocean and I love animals and I love this planet. And, you know, if we can all start doing our part to, take care of it, it'll take care of us. So,
True that. All right. Well, you can probably tell if you're a people or not so far. Anyways, we got some strategy now for y'all. This is called a quad. A quad is when you come in ready to actually treat this like a real business and make real money, which means you're going to have your own machine, you're going to have a loaner machine, then you're going to have the Anespa, which Brandon was just sharing with
which
me.
is really, honestly, I didn't know how good we had it because I've just been using it for so long. And then we went to a friend's house who has a pool and a hot tub and everything, and that's cool and everything, but it was a chlorine pool and a chlorine hot tub. And when I got in, I could instantly feel the chlorine sucking the life out of my skin. And but so when I got home and showered, I was like, wow, this is a mineral spa shower. I have it every day, and it's
And I have two because I can't let my guests not use one either. Because yeah, once you've had one, you can't go back, and they're really easy to travel with, and you can just screw out the current shower head, put this one in. Amazing. So what it is it's a mineral spa. It has minerals from Okinawa, Japan. It's removing all the chlorine. Y'all, chlorine is taking from your body. If you're actually getting dehydrated when you bathe in chlorine, even though you think it's just water, water is not just water, friends.
not all water is created equal.
And then lastly, right here, this is part of the quad strategy. We want everybody to have it. It's your own personal subscription. Remember, you have no overhead in this business to the most powerful turmeric on the planet. It's grown in Okinawa, Japan. Mr. Oshiro bought back these farms for 90 farmers live and gave them back their lives that were taken by these really greedy investors. And it is harvested in the spring and the fall and grown with Kangen water. And that's why the spring and the fall has different benefits. And so that you get the best of all that turmeric has to offer. Then it's encapsulated in beeswax and it goes perfectly right into the bloodstream when taken the way that they have encapsulated it. So you don't want to buy just some cheap Roundup stuff, y'all. There's like quality is everything, and we care about that here. We want to have a quality life. We make quality investments, you know. Some of the things we start learning here is stop spending so much, maybe on some cheap, yucky stuff that's not helping you long term, and make investments in long term things, and you get those gains.
Yeah. Turmeric is really good for inflammation, and for men, it's good for it prevents DHT conversion so that you can keep your hair longer.
Brandon really cares about his hair, so if all you men care about your hair, you can talk to Brandon for hours. And then we have this product now. The company bought out this patented technology in November of last year. It went through 7 years of perfecting this in the top Malaysian universities for EMF protection. So it's harmonizing high frequencies and electromagnetic noise radiation for up to 8 meters. And you could literally plug this into your car, you plug it in when you're on the airport. You can cover about 1,500 square foot in your house and take it with you everywhere. It's absolutely amazing. And it's a great starter product for people too. Then we just released this. There's a lot of other things that are coming out. Like we are really hitting it now. And Magic is now in the beauty industry. This literally started like a week ago. This is made with our turmeric products, and it is all a whole skincare regime, which is exciting, y'all. My mom didn't show me how to do that kind of stuff, so when this comes out, I get really stoked, and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe like I get to use the best of the best because I never know what to buy. There's just so many freaking products out there, and at least here, it's my own business. So everything I invest here, I make commissions back on myself. You invest in yourself. That's it. Then we have the Kangen Air, and these are incredible. In Okinawa, they get a lot of mold there because there's a lot of moisture in the air, and they have shown a video where they have one in the bathroom and all the mold clears up. We have the beef, the Kangen Wagyu beef, and that is now coming straight out of America, which is so cool. And these cows, I was vegan for 5 years, and I was very picky. I'm still picky. Meat freaks me out these days with what's going on in the market. I'm not going to eat sushi from some cheap place anymore. I'm too freaked out by parasites. Here we go. You want quality beef in your life? You don't actually need a lot of meat in your life if you get really good quality stuff. And so these cows are actually drinking Kangen water. Like that is just like bougie cow world. And they're eating grass, they're grass fed with Kangen water as well. So talk about a nice steak. Very beautiful, very ritualistic if you ask me, and it feels really ethical, which is also very important. Too much unethical stuff going on. Okay, y'all ready to make some money? Put show me the money in the chat. All right, your first 1 to 2 sales. You sell a K8 to somebody else. K8 stands for Kangen water machine, by the way. Your first two, if you only came in with one machine yourself and you got one, cool. You're drinking the water. We care about this first and foremost because your health is your number one wealth. If you want to even do well in the business, you need to feel good. So we want you to invest in yourself and your water. And then your first 1 to 2 sales selling K8s, you're making $350 on those first two. After that, you rank up. If you're getting MLM vibes right now or you're freaked out, this is a pyramid scheme. Let's go ahead and nip that in the butt. Pyramid scheme, first of all, that's illegal and they do not have a product. A lot of people think that MLMs are pyramid schemes and they don't understand what the difference is. I'm really blessed. I've never been in either one. I've been a real estate agent, and this is very similar to being a broker and having real estate agents. We do make profit on group sales here, but only for a limited amount of time. It is a patented compensation plan. There is literally nothing else like it on the planet. Okay, so we have your 3rd to 10th sales now because you're ranked up to 2A. You're making $700 per sale. If the person you sold a machine to here sells a machine, you will also make $700 in what we call our 8-point system. So you won't make it $700 forever off of them, but you will for their first their 6 direct sales and more. We go deeply into this into a mentorship that we teach as well, so you can fully absorb the compensation plan because it's very difficult to wrap your brain around. It's not just like, hey, you bring in 5 people and you bring in 5 people, blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. Mr. Oshiro is a mathematician genius. And once you really get this, it is mind blowing what he created.
Yeah, it's really elegant.
And it really is about education and teaching other people. So the more you learn and the more fun you have. So your 11th to 20th sale, you're making $1,050 per sale. Your 21st to 50th sale, you're making 1,400. By the way, let's say that 20 of those were from the person you sold that $700 machine to. Great. You didn't have to do all of those to rank up. It's so nice. So we get to work together. Your 51st to 100th sale, group sales total and your own will take you to $1,750 per machine sale. This company pays out 70 to 75% in commissions. We are the business. They do not pay for marketing and all of that junk. They want you to be your own business. It's like such a initiation as a soul, as a being on this planet. Your 101st sale and over, you're at what's called 6A rank, and you're making $2,100 now for life minimum on a K8 sale. And those are group sales that even helped you get there. How cool is that? Now, if you come in with a trifecta, that means you got the shower unit, the Anespa, the K8 Kangen water machine, and the Ukon turmeric. What you do and your story is going to be very powerful in how you share with other people. So I personally came in with a trifecta. First, I financed a Anespa, which we do in-house financing as well, but we do recommend you do out-house financing if you can. The company is very, very generous at getting people started. So I got an Anespa and I financed that. And then I sold myself a K8 and an Ukon. And I made commission on it, which is awesome. And I did it in about 2 week period. And I got my trifecta done before I started making sales to other people. And so then I got to tell people, I have all three products. I'm getting the benefits of all of them. So I can actually talk about them. We also have a Good Samaritan program where you can make sales to other people without buying anything, but I've never seen anybody do that who actually goes for it. So we really want go-getters in here, people who really want to go all the way. We're ready to make self-investment and like really step into this, but we will guide anyone as long as you are truly willing to show up and you're coachable. So your first 1 to 2 trifecta sales, you're making $585 per trifecta sale. And so most of the time after I got my trifecta, I sold trifectas, which makes sense. I was able to share what I did. It made sense. And I showed them the avenue that I did so. The 3rd to 10th trifecta sales, now you're making $1,170. Once you're at your 11th to 20th sales, remember group sales count too. They don't even have to all be yours to rank up to the next higher commission bracket, is $1,755 per trifecta sale. Then we go up to $2,340 per trifecta sale. Then we go to $2,925 per trifecta sale, up to $3,510 per trifecta sale for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. And just so y'all know, I went to 6A in 2 years. It took me 2 years. I learned, I answered questions, and I built. And in 2 years, I went to 6A. And then 2 years later, I went to 6A with another business ID because you're allowed to build this business 6 times, which is also pretty cool. Now, if you're ready to go all in, this wasn't shared with me when I started, but then it became very clear to distributors that, like, dude, you want to have a loaner machine. So now I have 4 loaner machines, which is amazing. And it's called a quad. So you get 2 K8s. So you have a loaner, one for yourself, your shower unit, and your turmeric. 1 to 2 sales, your first 1 to 2, you're making $935 per quad sale immediately. What's awesome though is that you actually already completed that by making this many purchases. You already filled up those first 1 to 2 sales because you actually sold them back to yourself. So you actually skipped straight into making $1,870 on a quad sale immediately after coming in with a quad. And real like business people who are numbers people, they see this. This is when like business people go, aha, got it, got it. Okay, quads, quads. Let's go. Let's just cut this in like a quarter of amount of time and get it done. So your 3rd to 10th sales, now you're making $1,870 per sale, then $2,805 per sale, then $3,740 per quad sale, to $4,675 per quad sale. And this is where I'm at today. I make $5,610 on a quad sale. And it's so amazing. And y'all, there is so much to this business. Like this is a people business. So there are times actually where I will even put sales under other people to help build their business depending on what's going on in their lives. Like we're real people treating each other like real people, and we're all going to generational wealth. That's the ultimate goal here is to get to generational wealth. So what you want to do is you want to build out to 6A and you start showing other people how to get to 6A. The more people you get to 6A, the faster you're going to get to generational wealth, which is 5,000 minimum for the rest of your life monthly. And it goes up from there. And we see people hit these ranks all the time. We have people in here making $50,000 months, $100,000 months on the regular. It's pretty cool. Okay, and on the quad, let's break this down a little bit for y'all because this is about leadership ultimately too. Do you desire to be a good leader in your own life and a good leader to others? You know, when you come in and really treat this like a business, you'll make business money. If you treat this like a side fling, you'll make side fling money. So if you come all in, which I recommend personally, there's a Wells Fargo card that's awesome if you do have good credit. And the Wells Fargo card has zero interest for 21 months. So treat this like investing in a business, but instead of having a brick and mortar space and having to take out $100,000 so that you can hopefully get it back in about 5 years on average and that kind of dealio, and having to pay for your lights to be on and all that stuff and all the maintenance and the rental space or whatever. No, here we just go all in on self-investment, and then you will make back to yourself immediately $1,090 in commissions on your own purchase. And then once you've done 5 quad sales, you've made back your entire investment. Dunsies. At 10 sales, you have maxed out the full commission. You're already making full commission in the company. Boom. And then at 10 more sales, you've just made $100,000. We like to keep it simple here. So if $100,000 sounds good to you, put that in the chat and say quad is queen. So $100,000 sounds good, right? But let's talk about $1,000,000 because when we were kids, we were asked, well, what would you do if you had $1,000,000? Well, now $1,000,000 ain't nothing. $1,000,000 is baby money in today's world. And at the same time, there are more self-made millionaires in the world than ever before. And if anybody else can do it, you can too. We all have equal ability to show up and do what other people have done and make it work. You just got to be coachable and willing. You got to leave behind the distractions and listening to people that don't have the results you don't want. That's it. And so if you want to make $1,000,000, we're going to do what is called reverse engineer. Everything has to be reverse engineered that you want to manifest. Kind of like if you're going to throw a badass birthday party for your kid and you put it on the calendar. First, you got to put it on the calendar, right? Then you need to think about who all's going to come and what you're going to do and what you're going to have. And then you got to put it together. You got to call the clown and you got to order the cake and you got to invite all the people. If you want the clown there and all the people there and you want the badass cake, you're going to have to reverse engineer things. But first, you put it on the calendar. This is what I'm doing. Now, what does it take to do that? So $1,000,000, y'all, is 164 quads. Sweet. If you want to do 500,000, 82 quads. 250,000 is just 41 quads. And if $100,000 is the kind of life-changing money that you want in your life, that's 16 quads, babe. I mean, it's pretty motivating, right? Now we're going to reverse engineer even more. So whichever one you're shooting for, and no judgment, one of the most amazing things about entrepreneurship that you learn is it's really about your capacity to hold good things while not letting yourself get rid of all the things that you need to be like holding on to in the meantime. A lot of people are trying to get to $1,000,000. I've had $20,000 months in here, but I didn't spend my money wisely and I learned a hard lesson. You know, so it's not that this doesn't work. It's like, where's your head? How do you invest? How do you hold? Da, 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 da. What is your mission? Why do you want money in the first place?
What's your financial IQ? What do you even know about money?
So we go really, really deep in that here. And we mentor people and we find out where they're at. You know, a lot of times they're like, I'd love to do this, but I'm gonna have to quit smoking cigarettes. Okay, great.
That's a $5,000 a year habit.
How much are you spending on energy drinks right now? Okay.
$1,000 a year habit.
You know, there's lots of things. You know, how much are you spending on online dating websites? I don't know, but if you're ready to get focused in here, you know, then we can work with you. So let's break it down even more. $1,000,000 is 164 quads, like we talked about. If you want to do it in a year, do 164 quads. That would be 13.7 in a month and just 3.2 quad sales per week. And trust me, this gets easier and easier over time. So let's say you're just shooting for 500K. That's 82 quad sales in a year, 6.8 in a month, and 1.6 per week. 250K. That's just 41 quad sales per year. That's just 3.33 in a month and zero point 0.8 in a week. If you want to do 100K, 16 in a year, 1.3 in a month, and zero point 0.3 per week. So are y'all ready to learn how to do this?
And in the trainings that we have, we teach you how to reverse engineer each one of these numbers to get your desired outcome.
All right, we're going to go into the power of leverage and compounding effect over time. This is the difference in trading time for money and having people instead. People coming together instead of being separated, and people coming together instead of slaving their entire freaking lives away. No offense. If you love your job, that's great. I have learned a lot from my jobs, and I learned that I don't want to have one anymore. And I don't have any shame around that anymore. And I'm grateful for the jobs that I had. I'm grateful for the customer service stuff that I learned. I'm grateful for, still having to get food stamps as a young mom at 21 years old because I couldn't make more than $12 an hour, even though I graduated in the top 10% of my class in high school. It's just, I had things that came up, life happened, and being out there in the world, I couldn't get ahead to save my life. And then I got into real estate and I worked my butt off. And I'd make $20,000 and not be able to do it again for another 5 months. Who knows? But here we continue to work together and we add leverage and it all compounds over time. So here's what that looks like. So if you just put in and commit to 10 hours in the pockets of your time when you first start building your business, let's just pretend it's just going to be 10. You lead by example. You tell the next person the 10 hours and how you're using it to invest in your business and what you're doing. You have 5 people, you have 50 hours in your business. You have 10 people, you have 100 hours in your business in a week. 50 people, you have 500 hours in your business in a week. 100 people, 1,000 hours. 500 people, 5,000 hours. 10,000 people, 10,000 hours. Oh my gosh, y'all. Do you see this? It just builds up over time. And all you have to do is make your investment in yourself first and share with others how you did it. And here's why we're unique. We don't have any quotas. So like I said, I haven't been in an MLM before, but I've heard from other people the horror stories and like just trying to like whip themselves and meet these quotas and all this stuff. We have no quotas here. In fact, I actually took off from this business for about 5 months just recently so that I could just revamp and go take care of myself in some other departments of my life. And my business didn't stop working. I was receiving passive income as I took a break. And then I had to get back in because honestly, this will call you forward. The more you get out there and you see, oh my gosh, other people don't have this, people are dehydrated, this person's sick, this person just had surgery, this person needs more money, this person's feeling suicidal. Like, you see it all and they just don't have an answer. You can't stop sharing this once you get it. So we have no quotas. You can take a break and come back and you'll be right where you left off. You never lose your rank. The other thing is we start at $350 up to $6,200 per sale. And the only other place I've seen anything like that is in real estate. And it's not something that's easily duplicatable. Real estate is a different thing every single time. It's very unique. Here we do the same thing. We keep it simple. We're making great investments, long-term, global prosperity movement magic. And this truly is a global party. You make a one-time investment here. We have no overhead. Everything is a tax write-off. It's amazing. It's high ticket, not low ticket. We do not hustle here. We do attraction marketing and we invest in ourselves and we build a brand around what we love and what we care about and what our values are. And other people get that. They feel that from you and they know that you're their people. We know who our people are. You know who you are. And then generational willable wealth, even more amazing. 5,000 minimum for the rest of your life, willable to your children. And that's just a start. It goes up to 10,000 minimum a month and so on. And at that point too, you're really just educating like we are. We are right around the corner from generational wealth, and we're really excited about that. We're so grateful for the people who said yes and who shared their stories with us and were willing to take action in their life and allow us to support them. It's just amazing. The transformations where it's at. Like we really consider ourselves transformation junkies. We met in a Toltec medicine wheel of transformation. So we're
And
really here for that.
yeah, really, and tapping into the divine nature of what it means to be a human being, which is like to grow, to transcend, to evolve past some type of limitation, whether external or internal, and overcome that, and continuing down that path is kind of like what we're all about.
Yep. Our infinite value and claiming it. If you're ready to claim that, put that in the chat. I'm ready to claim my infinite value. And so the only thing that is similar to other models is the commissions on group sales. And honestly, once people get in here and start making money, I never have heard a single person complain about that. If you want to compare it to the MLM, trust me, once you get in here and you take my mentorship, you will understand it is nothing like anything you've ever seen. Okay, how to get started. This really depends if you're looking for water or you're looking for a business or you're looking for both. If you're just looking for water and you may or may not sell some machines in the future, just remember you can always come tap back in, ha ha ha, and say, hey, actually things aren't going so great. We have a lot of people that do that actually, and they're like, I have a machine. How do I activate the business ID? We're like, cool, we'll show you. So if you come in with just a K8, you won't make a commission back to yourself, but you will get your global distribution ID number for life. And if you do make a sale, you're making $300 on your first one, and you're 101 sales away from going 6A. If you want to make money fast, you're coming in as a business, but also truly investing in all of the products for yourself, our basic products. That's the Anespa shower unit, the K8, and the Ukon. And if you want to mix this up, the numbers are a little different, but you can get the other products as well, whatever is really calling to you. This is just an example. You'll make $440 cash back to yourself. You will have completed your 1A lane all by yourself. So your first direct sale will go on your 2A lane, making $700 per K8 sale, but making $1,130 per trifecta sale. And you're only 34 trifecta sales away from 6A. Now, if you're ready to go all in the fastest, you're like, girl, I've been calling this in. I'm ready to nay nay. Like, I have had this calling. Okay, water is everything, global everything. I'm ready to go live my life. Maybe you've been doing online branding already and you're ready to affiliate it and you're ready to scale it. Or you're huge on having a loaner machine because you care so much about water and health benefits and you already get it. Or maybe you've heard about this before. This is you're returning and you're like, this is it. I get it. I came and watched one of these 10 years ago and now I'm seeing you guys. Cool. You get all those four products, having that loaner, it's $1,060 cash back right off the bat. Meow, meow. You're going to go straight into your 2A lane. Your first sale, you're making $3,000 per sale on a quad sale, and you're just 25 away from 6A. And then you are teaching and doing what we're doing right here. So how do you make sales? This is simple, y'all. It's too easy. In fact, I got to pinch myself and remind myself how spoiled I am sometimes. You create content or ads on social media. Wow, so hard. I have done some backbreaking work in my life. I can't believe I get to work from my phone now. You invite people to a masterclass. If they want to come, they'll be there. That's why you're here. You wanted to come. Cool. Welcome. Then you have a clarity call with us. We find out about your story. We get to listen to you, find out where you're at. We're going to meet you where you are. We're going to come up with a game plan, get your products in, however that looks for you, and we're going to get you started. Then you have a free mentorship with me and Brandon, and we're going to get to know you, and we're going to really dive into everything about this company, the history, the compensation plan, the products, and you're going to have a full entire education. And then you're going to launch your business. In fact, we have people promoting master classes immediately while they're in mentorship with the ability to start making their first sales in the first 4 weeks. That's what we want for you. So if you're ready for that, go ahead and put launch my business in the chat. All right, I'm going to brag about some people real quick because some people are like, oh my gosh, it sounds so great, but I just don't know if I could do it. All right, this is Mandy Hancock right here. I have had the pleasure of mentoring this beautiful woman. Just a badass. Mandy has brought in a lot of her sisters that are all a bunch of healing women and hairstylists, and they do a lot of work with women and breath work. She's also a freaking doula. This woman has done it all. I've watched her just take her brand and soar with it since she got started in here a couple of years ago. She's about to hit 6A this month. I'm so excited for her. We have a huge incentive, by the way, right now, too. So if you come in, you actually get 8 points to rank up faster on every direct K8 sale you sell to yourself. So the best thing you could do is come in with like an M-Guard or an Anespa, sell yourself a K8, and you're almost to 3A right off of the bat, making 3A commission. So this is the time. They're doing that because of the 52nd anniversary that's happening right now. And we have until the end of this month. So don't wait on that. Yeah, Mandy's been incredible to watch. She's a homeschooling mom. She's got a positive attitude. She's so much fun, just really being herself out there and standing up for what she believes in. And she's just so lovable. It's amazing watching her and watching her team grow. They're called the Spring. And then we have Tosh Tyak. This lady's really cool. She went from having 80-hour work weeks, running a farm and selling real estate, kind of like me. And then she started earning six figures, y'all, in 6 months. And she did it by getting into an academy that we can also recommend to you. And she did the academy and she went step by step through the training and she came in with a quad and started selling quads. She literally had no online experience at all and no following. So this has nothing to do because the commissions are so high, you do not need to have, you don't need to go viral. You don't need tons of followers. You literally only need four badass people that go all the way to generational wealth with you. That's it. Sincerely, it's amazing. And then Brooke March here has been like a guardian angel for me in this business. She hit generational wealth in just 5 years. She did it building organically. This lady still doesn't know anything about how the machines work or nothing. She just shared her truth online. I really believe the truth will set you free. She's a perfect example of that. And people just flock to her like, girl, what are you doing? She was $57,000 in debt when she came in, and she knew if she kept doing what she was doing, she wasn't going to get ahead of her debt. She couldn't because trading time for money, you're limited. Or you can't get out of that. You better hope something rains down on you or whatever, you're going to do a bunch of stuff in your extra time or work double jobs. I don't know. But she came in here and she got at it and she went to generational wealth in 5 years. And that included taking a full year off to go through a divorce and not her rank stayed right where it was. And this is my stepdad. So I really got to brag because, a lot of times your family doesn't want to hear about your new business venture. Well, here, my family was like, wait a second. What are you doing? Let me check out your magic water girl. And he checked it out and he did all the research and he was seeing what was happening with rats, with cancer and dementia and all this stuff and what molecular hydrogen was doing for them. And he went and got certified through the Molecular Hydrogen Institute. He got a machine and y'all, I almost lost my stepdad. He was going downhill really fast. It was very scary and he got so involved with molecular hydrogen. And not only does he have a Kangen water machine for it, he also has a breath that he uses for it and a bathtub device from other companies. And he is now the Miracle Molecule Mentor online. You can ask him anything about molecular hydrogen. He knows that his dying wish is to make sure that as many people as possible learn about this preventative medical way of life through having proper water. I mean, it should be like a no-brainer, but oops, we got a little greedy and overdeveloped our world and we contaminated all of our water. So now we're having to really take a look at what's going on here. And John is a huge advocate for that. And that's my little brother. He's adorable. And Kent does 3D printing and his branding. He is bringing us a backpack that he is inventing to where we can take a Kangen water machine to go camping with us, which is so cool. So proud of my family. All right, don't miss this. This is Learn the Ropes, y'all, of this masterclass. This goes to a next step from here is my independent business mentorship for Enagic distributors. I mentor distributors from all over the world, whether they're in my team or not. I have so much information, it's not even funny. I have to share it with people. It's so contagious. It's so good. You got to share it. And we go deep for 4 weeks. It's a whole hour each week that we talk about all kinds of things in the business, and then an hour of Q&A. So you can get all your answers there, all your questions answered. You get to hear other people's questions. And we go deep and we really get this under our belts and you're ready to go after 4 weeks. And for the ladies, I have the Sovereign Entrepreneur Mentorship starting on July 15th. Now, this is 12 weeks, and this is actually based off of like the 12-week steps for recovery, but recovery from being a woman in the world of the linear exchange. And so we go from that into what does it take to be a woman who can speak her truth online, who can break herself free, who can really invest in herself no matter what anybody else thinks, who comes together with like-minded other women and we really tell our stories and our truth and back each other up and we link arms and we take this all the way for our kids to generational wealth. So if that calls to you, please let me know. Any product will qualify you this for free. And if you join us within 48 hours, we have the Ignite event in Alpharetta, Georgia. We're so excited to be with y'all there, and you will get a free VIP dinner with us and a one-on-one coaching session with me and Brandon. This is going to be so amazing, life-changing. We have the top distributor in the world that's going to be there. Brooke, that I told you about, the generational wealth in 5 years, will be there. Louise Millman, who's an off-gridder who built literally from her shed and her amazing gardens, built this whole business with her children and her family and just hit generational wealth as well last month. And then this amazing guy, who I've only heard about but have never heard. So I'm excited to get there and go and get poured into. And that's what happens in Enagic. We get poured into and we fill our cups. And then we got Bali.
Amazing transformational experience to one of the most exotic places in the world. It's beautiful. I haven't been yet. Mary Rose has been 3 times. and we're excited to have you on that adventure with us.
Gonna be awesome. We went last year, y'all, and the group it was so transformational. We did breath work, we did yoga every day, the detoxing from the fruit. We make sure we have Kangen water, of course, and proper pre-filtration for that. We have we hope whoever's at the door. Sorry, y'all. Then we have we went swimming with the manta rays. We went to a big ecstatic dance. It's incredible. Rode around on motorcycles, went to the beach, you name it. There is my daughter who's going to be there too. She just came home. Awesome. So we hope to see you all there. And if you come in with a quad paid in full, then you actually get this retreat for free. And it's for 7 days, May 31st to June 7th of next year. And we have, I believe, 12 spaces left.
So,
Next steps. Here's the end of the call. Thank y'all so much for coming today and spending the time and learning about what's possible. If you're ready, drop I'm ready into the chat. We're going to send you these 2 free ebooks to get you started. This one, The Magic Changed My Whole Life. It's a 28-day gratitude challenge. If that sounds cheesy to you, you're in the wrong place. Gratitude is the golden frequency of attraction, and really like the more grateful you are and the more fun you have. And what was the other one earlier? And
if you look good, you feel good.
yeah, but the more boring stuff you do, I forgot what it was earlier that I came up with. But
Oh,
the more money you're gonna make. It's just the way it is. Money doesn't is not the root of all evil. It's your intention behind it. And this book will really help you see. This one right here will help you see your relationship with money. You are a badass at making money. Like, how do you treat it? Do you cling to it? Like, do you treat it like a boyfriend that you're afraid is gonna leave all the time? It really talks about it as a relationship. It's very eye-opening. All right, and then we just do these 3 steps. First, you're going to get a qualifying product. It doesn't matter what it is. You get your foot in the door. You have a global distribution ID number for life. Then you're going to begin a mentorship with us, and the next one starts on the 21st of this month. And then you're going to launch your business and come and join us. And then you're going to claim your seat in Georgia or in Bali or both. And we can't wait to see you. And I'm so glad you came today. Thank you so much. What did you want to close
thank
it
you
out with,
guys.
honey? You have a good quote, right?
So the quote that I thought she was referring to, it's, we really care about taking care of ourselves and we care about sharing that with others and inspiring others. And so my favorite quote that I say to myself all the time is if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. And if you play good, you get paid good. And so for
So
me,
let's go play. Come play with us. All right. Y'all have a great day. Bye.